Alright, I have no idea how to start videos, so wabam. This video is going to be 10 tips to make your montages better. Rocket League montages better. That I've learned over the years, or kind of like experimented and found out and all that stuff to make your videos just that little bit better. And I guess we can just start. I think that works. Alright, first tip. When you're in Rocket League recording your clips, after you're finished with the replay, you can rename it as done. Let's say if you're recording over a couple of days or something, you'll know which replays you've already done, right? So then when you come back to it, you'll be like, oh, I know where I'm up to. I've done all of these. Let's keep recording replays. Okay, second tip. Turn up all of your settings in Rocket League before you start recording. I've forgotten to do this for one of my montages. I think maybe one or two or something of my montages, and okay, the 4K hour montage. I forgot to turn up all the settings before I started recording, because I usually play with lower settings because it's just that little bit more smoother. Yeah. By the time I realized that all the settings were turned down, I was like beginning to edit. I was like, oh shit, I'm not about to go back and record all that. Fuck that. Yeah, even though the shot quality in that montage was probably the best, it's probably my worst montage because it just looks so terrible. Number 3, we'll actually have a look at editing. Yes, an editing technique. Let me get some footage. I didn't use all my clips from all the clips that I recorded for the final montage that I released a couple of days ago. If you're lucky, we can get some premium content here. The third tip is to sync your clips. I'm going to be showing you a way that I use to sync my clips, so that when you're switching from one angle to another, there's no sync issues. Like while this is happening, it's, you know, don't do the squishy thing where I see it in all his montages that he makes, that he actually films himself. He'll like record like a pass play. He'll literally pause the replay, switch to another player, then press play and cut out the edit out switching from one player to another. That doesn't work because you can see when the clip stops and like it just doesn't look good. You can obviously tell that's what he did, and also you don't have as much like as much control over how the clip plays out, because it's just a one take. You don't have hindsight. You're just recording. So what if you want the timing slightly different? Oh, you can't. That's just how it is, because that's how you recorded it. Oh, here's a flip reset that I didn't use. Okay, how about this? This is one of the clips that I used. Let's see. Let's watch this. So you've got the player POV. Right, I score a pretty nice dribble there. And then I have this cinematic view. Okay, I'd probably want it to end there. And I have another cinematic view. Boom. So, we've got three different angles of this shot, right? How would you sync these up? Well, here's the exact method that I was using during this montage that I just created, my most recent one. Okay, so you find a hit and you go frame by frame until you find the frame just before the ball gets hit on both clips that you're trying to sync up. Right, so I think the ball gets hit there. Boom. Right? So you can... it'll be pretty synced, and for this one, I think we can sync it up with... so the ball gets hit right after this frame. So let's go into this, and... oh, we can't quite... oh, maybe we can. It's really hard to say when that gets hit, so let's sync it up with this. Boom. Right before the spark. Let's find that here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, there's the spark, right? So then we've done that. And there you go, all the clips are synced. It's a bit laggy, but you know, what can you do? Your clips are perfectly synced. Okay, well, I just synced some cinematic shots, but my fourth tip that I have written down is to actually record cinematic shots. Like this, for example. This is what I do. This is what I do for every single montage. Is I'll just go into the replay, find the shot that I want, record the POV. That's the first thing you gotta do. First thing you gotta do. Second, some cinematic shots. You don't always need to do cinematic shots if it's like just a shot that you know you won't really use that much. But if it's a really nice shot, then record some cinematics for it. Yeah, that's all you really need to do. But maybe you don't want cinematics in a shot. Like, I'll show some examples where I've just got cinematic shots, cinematic angles, but that's not really recording a goal or a save or anything. It's just sort of a part of the scenery in Rocket League. So you want them every now and then as well. But yeah, when I record cinematics, I'll do the POV first, and then I'll literally just go back in the replay. I'll go to none, and then I'll just start recording cinematics. You know, I'll just find really nice angles, and then just keep it rolling the whole time. Whatever you're using to record, I use shadow play, so I just keep that recording, and then do everything I need, and then it's just one clip to edit. You just chuck it in, and you just basically cut it up, sync it up, and there you go. A nice looking clip. If you only do POV, I mean, that'll probably be fine, but I just think it's a lot more interesting to make it look like proper and cinematic, you know? Fifth tip is about song choice. With song choice, I generally like to be on the EDM sort of side, like with big drops and loud bass sounds and all that. But you don't have to do that, but you know, it's generally the way to go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about that, but your song choice, it is pretty important. Don't when you're recording, know what kind of montage you're going for. Are you going for like a chill type montage, or like a crazy EDM banger, like shot after shot after shot? It's like really high energy sort of song or sort of montage, you know? Something epic. I don't have much else to say, so we'll move on to the next tip, and that's timing your clips to the song. Oh dear, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to actually edit this a little bit. Okay, let's find a song to use. We're not going to use one of mine, because fuck that. And I have unreleased music, so... and I want to keep that secret. Although I could leak some music right now, but I'm not going to. And well, I don't want it to be fucking media rape. Okay, so here's the drop, for example. What have I done? What have I done? Oh dear. Okay. Marker. This is a classic example. Let's take this flip reset, because flip resets are fucking awesome. Where does the goal happen? It's already perfectly timed. That is a complete accident. But yeah, generally, there's a couple ways to sync your clips to the drop of a song. One, you could have it as soon as you make the final touch, it drops, the song drops into the drop. You could have it where the goal explodes, which is generally what I like to do. Or you could have it even before you even get the final touch. I've seen, if you guys know Rocket League FX, they do that a lot, and they sort of have drum and bassy songs, so, you know, it's up to you. That's kind of personal preference, but one of those you'd want to do, in my opinion. This is just spare clips, so it's not going to be that amazing. Oh yeah, also another thing you can do is make the hits and goal explosions in sync with the drums, like the kick and the snare, the kick and the snare. Let's do that right here for this goal. Where's the goal explosion? we can, where's this? So you see this little transient down here? That's either going to be a kick or a snare. It's a snare. So let's, boom. Okay, so this should time with the snare. Yeah, so the goal explosion explodes when the snare hits. And then something that I want to say is there time before and after the main part of the clip is kind of your leeway so that you can time clips. So let's time this clip as well to something. I mean, there's nothing really to time that to, so I don't know. I swear if this crashes, fucking hell. Oh dear. Okay, we don't. Thank fucking God. Here's a little tip when it comes to the drop. You want your clips to be really tightly compressed and like one clip after the other. You want as minimal time between clips as possible. Unless you're trying to time something, in which case there's a bit of leeway there, but generally you want your clips as fast as possible. Dude, this is like an actual good shot that I didn't use in my other montage, but so this is a great example to show one of my tips, which was to sync your clips, because we've got a clip here with 3 different angles, so we're gonna sync them all. Okay, what are we gonna sync them to? We're gonna sync them my actual hit. So that's where it is here. Okay, that's where it is there. Boom. Those 2 are synced now. Boom. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh god, it's all going wrong. Okay, there we go. We've got all those synced clips. So I think we should start with the angle that goes whoop, like the cinematic, right? Like from here, because this is the first thing that happens. And then we can cut to maybe a bit earlier actually. So I'm up. And then a bit after he hits it, we can cut to just the POV all the way. Alright, I've done a bit of editing here, so next tip that I use is CinemaScope. So what that is basically the black bars that are up and down that are on the top and bottom. I don't know why, but it just makes things look so much better, in my opinion. So we're just gonna add that. I used to, on different editing softwares, I used to literally grab a PNG, like transparent image with black bars on the top and bottom, and just put that in the editor. That's what I used to do, but there's an actual function on DaVinci timeline. Output blank, so 2.39. There you go, and suddenly everything is just more cinematic. I don't know why. Widescreen just looks cool. So you might as well. And when I see montages that don't use that, it just doesn't look like professional. So might as well. Okay, so that was tip 7. So this is tip number 8. Okay, this is something that applied to my very first montage, which isn't even on my channel right now because it was so shit. I might actually show you. I'll just show you a little bit. But this one applies super hard to my first montage, and that's to not overdo cinematics and slow motion, because while POV on its own can be boring and adding cinematics makes it a bit more interesting, if it's just cinematics and it's all in slow motion and you just want to see the shots, it just isn't as good. It might look really cool, like as a visual, but it's not interesting, you know? It's just slow, it's just not good. It's just boring, basically. Like, you want your montages to display your shots, and the editing and stuff and all that to enhance the shots. It shouldn't be about the editing. It should be about the shots. Oh god. Tip number 9. Please use jump cuts. Jump cuts are so much better than these shitty like stock transitions between clips. Just use a jump cut. Who cares? I remember I used to have problems with this. I was like, when do I switch between clips? But after a while, like, you can edit one montage and you'll just develop an eye for when to switch clips, you know? A couple transitions that are actually good is, like, let's say you're going past a pillar, right? And then it switches angle, right? I don't know how to do this. I mean, I could do it if I wanted to. It's a lot of work, but that's a good one. And zooming into something really far and then zooming out, that's a way to transition between clips. Or fading to black. Only use this one sparingly. Fading to black and then fading out. I did that on my most recent montage. Do that sparingly. Don't do that with every clip. Otherwise, it'll just look terrible. But yeah, that's what I've got to say about transitions between clips. Okay, next thing that I want to talk about is tip number 10. Don't be like afraid to try out new things and experiment. You can only get better by experimenting. Like, if you don't think you can do cinematic shots, just try it. Like, once you do it like 20 times, you'll start to get the hang of it. Like, it's not that hard. And if you think, oh, I just don't have the eye for it, you'll literally develop it. Just give it a try, and if the first couple are terrible, like, so were mine. My first couple were terrible, but I got the hang of it. You can kind of see that I know what I'm doing when it comes to, like, sort of cinematic shots. I'm not the best, of course, but, you know, it's not bad, you know, it's bearable, you know, like, these look cool. So yeah, just try things, and you'll probably get better much quicker. And obviously, it'll make your montages more, like, cool and interesting and unique. Anyway, that's the 10 tips. Bonus tip. Oh my god, it's like bonus meme, but shit. 1, thumbnails. The thumbnail should look like action, like something is happening. You want to capture something. Like, maybe you're going for an aerial or a save or like a shot. You're just about to hit the ball. Yeah, just kind of experiment. Take many screenshots and just pick the one that looks the best. Maybe you want to up the saturation. Also, generally, you want things to look big. You want your car to take up a large portion of the screen, or the ball take up a large portion. Just experiment and until you find something that suits you. And also, there's a thing called the rule of thirds. That's something to keep in mind. You can always look up tutorials on photography and all that, because that'll help you out. And also save your montage all the time, you know, because you never know when it's going to crash. Anyway, so this montage that I've been editing, showing examples on, I am going to play that right now, actually. That'll be the end of the video. So, hope you enjoy the montage. Mwah.
Saga begins. Begin war.